Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
You know who you're talking to, my friend?
Oh, what?
All right.
Forget about it.
Welcome to the Drop a Gem on 'em podcast. I'm your host, lxdaone, getting it done. It's about to go down. Say what?
Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
Drop a gem on him.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Drop a Gem on 'em podcast, where we talk about knowledge, growth, inspiration, and motivation. Here today, we're gonna be breaking down a very powerful clip that I found on TikTok, and it has a very, very powerful message. So shouts out to Unbeaten Pathway. The video is entitled Believe, Believe, Believe by Sir Anthony Hopkins, a very famous actor from the UK who's won many awards such as an Academy Award, a Golden Globe Award, etc. He's played Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs and also Odin in the Thor franchise. So before I show the clip, I just want to make it clear, this is just my opinion. This is how I interpret it. Feel free to come up with your own conclusion, but let's get right into it.
I've been around for years. I live with optimism. But to all you guys, all you youngsters who feel thwarted and put down and hopeless, believe me one thing. I've read someone, I can't remember whether it was in the Old Testament or I think it was a shaman. There was a drought. Cattle were dying, people were dying in the desert. And the shaman said, dig the ditches for the rain. And they said, there is no rain. Dig the ditches and the rain will come.
Alright, so this video is a little long, so I'm going to break it down to these little segments so we can really dissect the meaning of his words. So a word that he used that's very powerful is optimism. If you don't know what that really means, the definition is hopefulness and confidence about the future or successful outcome of something. It's kind of like looking at the glass half full. And it's very difficult sometimes when we're going through a difficult time in our lives, when we're being put down, like he said, or feeling hopeless. But we can never give up on our dreams, on our ambitions, what we want in this life. So the shaman part is from the Old Testament, the King James Version, where he talks about digging the ditches. Now, just imagine what those people of that time were going through. You know, they're thirsty, their crops are probably dying, and they're trying to find answers to their problems. So that, and the king comes up with a solution, and he says, dig the ditches. And the disbelief that the people might have had, looking at him like, este está loco. What are you talking about, dig the ditches? Sometimes you have to believe in it yourself. You don't know how it's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna happen. It's like, I think of the GPS. When you're trying to put in an address to get to your final destination, the way the GPS does it is in reverse. It calculates from your final destination and it goes backwards. It comes up with the route that you're gonna take in order for you to get there. So the very first step is believing that it's gonna happen even if nobody else does. All right, y'all, so we're gonna get right back to it after these commercials. Chicago, are you just like me? Always looking for a new, cold, flavorful adult beverage? Well, look no further. I got just the place for you. Your Happy Place Liquors has the best in local craft beers, ready-to-drink cocktails, whiskeys, and bourbons. For my wine drinkers, check out Your Happy Place Liquors Wine Club. Get hand-selected wines featuring their favorites. You can also order online at yourhappyplacechicago.com. 2501 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago's Logan Square. Drink responsibly. You back in tune with lxdaone, getting it done.
Drop a gem on him.
Alright, so that was the first part of the video. Let's go ahead and continue playing it.
Now you non-believers may say, oh, that's nonsense. Well, believe what you want. That's the rational mind. I don't think the rational mind is working too well at the moment. It's the irrational mind, the subconscious. All my life, when I was a little boy, I dreamed of where I am now. I may have had a vision, I don't know. Didn't have much hope, but everything happened for me. And now I believe.
So the first part I want to break down is when he spoke about the rational mind. How many of us have been taught from a very young age to always play it safe, not to take too many chances in life, not to take too many risks? People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of change. It's those people who think outside the box sometimes, with that irrational mind. Not logical or reasonable, who reap the rewards. Those are our heroes. Those are the people that we consider successful. When he said he was a little boy, he dreamed of where he is now, but he didn't have much hope. It's a tough gig to be an actor. I mean, it's a 1 in a million shot. Not everybody makes it. And imagine being rejected, people saying no, or you being looked over for somebody else. That can break you. Remember, it's all in your head. If you let it get to you, it will. But he said everything happened. And I believe because he didn't stop, because he believed in himself. He didn't stop.
That we can condense time. We can pull it to ourselves. It's not about the future. Oh, I'm going to do something next year. It doesn't exist. Tomorrow doesn't exist. The next hour does not exist. It's all potential.
So this part right here really speaks to me. You know, I'm so guilty of this to the 10th power, straight up. I mean, it's true. It's not about the future. It's about the moment. If I'm just constantly thinking about the future, thinking, key word, but I do nothing about it, then it's shame on me. You know, there's no better time than the present. If you want something in life, start doing it. Don't postpone it. Don't say next week. Don't say next month, because before you know it, it's next week and it's next month and nothing has happened. I am guilty. I'm a work in progress on this one. This is something that me personally, I have to overcome. If it's important to you, you should make time for it. You don't want to look back a year, 10 years, 5 years, whatever the case might be, and be like, man, I missed my chance. I wish I had the opportunity to go back and do it. Very wise words. So before we continue with the breakdown of this video, I just want to take a really quick pause to bring a little joy, a little laughter, a little smile to your face with a little segment I like to call the Mexican word of the day. Now, these are oldies but goodies, and you can Google any of these. I really enjoy them, so check it out. The Mexican word of the day is harassment. My wife caught me in bed with another woman, and I told her harassment nothing to me. Ah, come on, man, it wasn't that bad. Anyways, we'll be right back after these messages. It's lunchtime and my stomach is growling. I'm looking for a place with tradition and passion. An eatery that offers Mexican gourmet street food with an updated flair. A modern twist to family recipes. Estrella Negra. Pista en empanadas, tacos, tamales, enchiladas, and more. 2346 West Fullerton Avenue in Chicago's Bucktown, Logan Square border. 2 blocks west of the Kennedy Expressway. Estrella Negra. Buen provecho. lxdaone, getting it done.
Drop a gem on them.
Alright, so let's get back to it. Break it down this video. I really hope that you're enjoying it and really soaking in the message behind Anthony Hopkins' words. Again, this is just my opinion. This is just how I interpret it. Feel free to come up with your own conclusion, your own interpretation. So without further ado, let's get back to the video.
But what we can do is drag the time into the present, now, into the solar plexus of our soul. Build the ditches. Whatever you want to do, believe it, even if you don't believe. Play the game of belief. Act as if you believe. That is power. That is sheer power. And it will happen, believe you me. From an old fool like me, it's worked in my life, it will work in yours. So never give up. Believe. I don't care if you're atheist or agnostic or anything. Believe.
So that's the end of that video. Lots of gems in this one. Where do I even begin? Well, let's start with the beginning. When he said, drag the time into the present. Don't wait for the opportunity. Don't wait for when you might be able to do it. Find a way to get to your goal, to get to your dream, to at least start the journey, at least start the path. Speak it into existence. I believe that's very powerful. Speaking it into the universe will give you what you want if it sees you working towards it. It'll meet you halfway. The second is believe it even if you don't believe it. Now, I kind of get this one. It's like you have to believe in yourself subconsciously. You have to believe it even if you don't, right? Because you got to be your biggest fan, your biggest supporter. You have to be it because you can't rely on anybody else to support you. You have to believe it yourself. The third one is play the game. It's almost like fake it till you make it. Like do what you need to do. Go to the school, read the book, do the research, do whatever you have to do in order for you to get closer to what you want. And the last is never give up. Very true. And a lot of us, sometimes we fail. We give up. It gets too hard. It seems like the world's against us and we give up. You know, it's happened to all of us. It's happened to me. But It's very important. You have to remind yourself who you are. You have to remind yourself of your worth. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in to my very first podcast episode. Drop a gem on them. I hope you were able to soak in some of this knowledge, take something away from this. See you next time. Like, subscribe. Peace.
Drop a gem on 'em.